Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone, eating up these pigs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Texans Fan Battle podcast. I'm your host today, Matthew Briggs. I'm here with my A1 since day one, Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up to the folks.
What it do? What it do?
Before we jump into things, I want to say again thank you to the legendary Lil Kiki for coming on. What an honor!
Donkey.
Appreciate it, and also want to give a huge shout out to our man James from the Texas Unfiltered. Grandpappy today. So congratulations.
Papa.
Yeah, grandpapa. So congratulations, James, man. Hope he blesses you more than you know. So what a weekend of football, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is like the best playoff ever. I mean, there was not a bad game at all. Am I
Yeah.
right?
It just depends on how you like football. Because see, Saturday was mostly defense and sloppy football, and Sunday was mostly offense and great football. So you got the best of both worlds for people that like offense, people that like defense.
Right.
Because the 49er game, and that was a tough game to watch because with the weather, nobody was moving the ball. It was a real tough game to watch. And then at the end, when they got the block punt, they got the block punt at the end and everything. They pulled it off. Then it came exciting or whatever. But other than that, it still was a great game because there was no blowouts. And whenever it's not a blowout, that makes always a great playoff game. Now I just hope this weekend and into the Super Bowl is the same because when you watch a blowout, you're like, okay, you know.
Okay. Um, Before kind of we'll jump into it later. We'll kind of bring back a fan favorite. We'll do most disappointing team. Who is it this week?
Oh man, oh man, it's got to be the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah, it
okay.
gotta be Tennessee Titans, man. You number one seed. You brought King Henry back, and you knew Ryan Tannehill wasn't that good, but you still signed him to that contract you signed him to. So you know he was already limited to what he can do, and he stinked it up. Interception after interception after interception. And even though all that, he almost had a chance for them to get like a game-winning field goal, and they wasn't trusting him at first, and then they say, okay, throw the ball. And he threw the ball, intercepted. They should have either just played it safe, kept running, or played for overtime or something. But once he put the ball in the air, it was over with. So I got to go with him, and I got to go with Julio Jones as a player. He was bad that game. He was bad for them all year, and it's just a waste of money. I hate to say, I think Julio's done, or he's going to come back next year, better, but he doesn't play that many games, so I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of think he's I think he's rides off in the sunset. I just don't think he's the player he used to be. So, uh, man, I gotta go with the Packers, bro. Like, how you're the number one seed in the NFC. I think all the NFL, right? Am I wrong or am I right?
Yeah, I think they had the best record in the NFL. I think they had, I don't know, 12, 13 wins. I'm not for sure how many wins they had
You you have one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league right now,
all time.
and right, and your receiver, your best receiver was your running back. Like,
Hmm.
well, what is you doing? I mean, I get it. You can give credit to the 49ers front seven. I mean, they played great, but when you're a team of that caliber and that prestige, you gotta pull off the W.
Well, I mean, they would have won, but you got the missed field goal before the
Hmm.
halftime, and then you got the block punt. So if they wouldn't have blocked the punt, they would have won the game. If they kicked the field goal, they would have won the game. And the weather conditions didn't do them no favor either. You'll think that the weather conditions is in their favor, but it messed them up worse because they're down the field team and not San Antonio, San Francisco. They like to run the ball, so that weather, hey, we could run all day. But yes, very disappointing because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl. Yes, he won it, but that was a long time ago, and he's been let down after let down after let down his rest of his career, man.
Yeah, well, most definitely. Well, let's jump to the other side. Most impressive game. I mean, I think me and you both probably have the same pick, but go ahead. What was the most impressive?
Kansas City and Buffalo.
You're right. I mean, come on, man. I mean, so as you know, and some of our listeners, I live um, up here in Kansas City, and my fiance is a big, huge Chiefs fan, and she was with 13 seconds, she's freaking out. We're gonna lose. We suck. Oh no! I was like, calm down. You got the best quarterback in the league, and all you need is a field goal to tie it. Calm down. Sure enough, I mean that game, dude. I would take best out of five for a Super Bowl out of those two teams. That game was such a good game. Like I'd
Hmm.
rather see them go at it again for a Super Bowl because I don't think you can live up to it.
Right, yeah, that's true. Especially the last 2 minutes of it, it was just like
Well, I think
Josh
it was like
Allen
25 points in a minute and
minutes and
58
change.
seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen showed us, hey, what I did last year wasn't a fluke, and then the playoffs, that's where it matters most. And he was doing stuff that I wish this other guy that we used to have was doing, and he was out there balling, man. And the guy that he made a star, Gabriel Davis, this guy like the fourth or the fifth option. 'Cause they took away all the other stuff, and he made that guy a star, man. It goes to show you don't have to have your big name guy to show up every time if you know how to spread the ball around and look for the receivers, man. But I mean, that guy had a game of his life. I mean, it was a great game, man. Great game. I mean, like phenomenal game, man.
Okay. Um, so jumping on, who do you got for the next two games?
Well, I'm gonna say these teams because I read to watch them in Super Bowl, and that would
Okay.
be
Well,
even.
let's rephrase it. Who do you want, and who do you think is going to win? Because we know it's two different things.
Um, well, actually, who do I want? Who do I think is still gonna be the same team?
Oh,
Because
okay.
I,
All right.
yeah. Because even though I'm fatigued of Kansas City, I ready Kansas City to win because the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals need to just come back down to earth. Like, hey, you had a great season. It's not your time yet. And I feel like the Rams, even though the Rams won, in the '90s or whatever, I feel like it's their time as well, especially Super Bowls at home. So that'll be back to back teams hosting the Super Bowl or whatever. So I would have to say Chiefs, Rams. You got star power on both sides. The ratings are gonna be through the roof. It's gonna be a great game, and I would love to see how they defend, Tyreek Hill and defend Travis Kelsey and everything. And I'm looking for the Rams to pull the whole thing off. Matthew Stafford, get him a Super Bowl for all the times he was in Detroit, losing and losing and losing. Odell, get him Super Bowl. Let the Browns and the Giants know I still got that juice, you know.
Right.
So yeah. So that'll be mine right there.
Um, I think who I want is I want the Bengals and Rams. I want something different.
Hmm.
I love Joe Burrow. I think he's an upcoming quarterback. Well, I agree with your take too. I mean, give it a couple more years. Slow down there, grasshopper. But who I think is I think it's going to be the Chiefs and Niners. The Niners front seven, I think they find a way to stop them. They get at Matthew Stafford. And the Chiefs are the Chiefs, man. I mean, they've been in the Super Bowl twice now already.
Yeah, so
So,
it'll be a rematch.
right. There's a reason, right? And there's a rematch. And I still got Kansas City beating San Francisco, even though I hate to say it, but you just they got so many weapons, man. How you gonna stop them? You know what I mean? The other night we were talking on the AFC South fan battle. It was brought up, why did you leave Kelsey wide open with that much time on the clock? Well, you needed a field goal, so why cover Kelsey and leave Tyreek Hill open in the deep for a touchdown? If you give up a touchdown, game's over. If you give up a field goal, you still get a chance.
Especially when he just did it.
Just did it, right? That's what I just said.
Yeah, he just did it. Doing before the overtime, took one right to the house and everything. They just a great team. I mean, only seen one defense that put him in his place. That was the Bucks in the Super Bowl. But he was missing his offensive lineman, so he was running for his life. But it's just hard to beat them, man. They say keep them on the sideline, run the ball. That don't even much matter, man. It's
No.
like they just unstoppable, man. It is unstoppable, and I hate that in the AFC because we got to beat them to get there whenever that time happens or whatever. But man, they just running through the league, they just killing it, man, and they plug out the plug, man. I mean, they lost Kareem Hunt, then they plug another guy there and they keep on running the ball, Tyreek Hill was hurt. I think last year before last, he was hurt. They put another guy there. He was just as good. I mean, it just don't matter what they do, man. It's really incredible.
Yeah, and speed kills. That team,
Hmm.
I have not seen a track star on any other team than the Chiefs. I mean, they all got feet and can break one easily. So I mean,
Hmm.
it's like pick your poison with that team, and it's just a hard choice that to pick. While we're on the subject of the Chiefs and Bills game, a lot of controversy about the whole coin toss, overtime rules. What's your take? Change it or leave it?
I mean, they just changed it for Kansas City when they lost to New England because Patrick Mahomes didn't get a chance to touch the ball. Um, I
I think they changed it
mean,
before that.
I think before
Kansas City
that.
wanted it changed, and the Bills said no.
Mm,
There was like a half the teams that said no, and Bills was one of them. Which is kind of the irony part of it.
mm. I mean, you can go college style, but then all of a sudden, if you getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overtime, now you got people getting hurt. You got people getting hurt, and then they able to play the next game. I say leave it alone. If they score a touchdown on you. That's on you. That's on your defense. You got number one defense. You should have stopped them in regulation and have to worry about that coin toss. So I say leave it alone, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. If you don't want to go to overtime, stop them. I mean, if you are in overtime, you don't want to win, stop them. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but that's why you play a game. That's why you're a professional. Um, if you were to change it, the only thing I would like to see, and that won't happen, is add an extra 7.5 minutes and just like a quarter. Just okay, the Chiefs scored, so the Bills get the ball. They score, just let 7.5 minutes run, a half a quarter. Just add an extra little time and see what happens. And that way, each team gets a legit shot. Not going to happen, but I I'm okay with either way. Either I want it to stay, but people cry enough, they get their ways. So especially when you're billionaires.
Hmm.
Well, man, jumping into somewhat Texans news, looks like we interviewed a lot of candidates. Who, you think, who do you want as coach right now? Out of all the people we interviewed, who do you want?
Well, okay. Out of the people we interview, I would have to say Gannon.
Okay.
Who would I want would be what's his name? KOC, the offense coordinator from the Rams.
McConnell?
Yeah, because I feel like we need an offensive coach since Lovey's not going nowhere, so he got his defense and everything. We need an offensive coach, and what he did like last year, Goff had a great season under him, and then this year Stafford had a great season under him, and then Goff numbers was worse this year, and Stafford number was worse last year, but better this year. So he showed me that I could do it with this quarterback, I could do it with that quarterback, and I'm like, oh, what can I do with Mills and everything. So I rather one of those two guys, but um, I just don't want him to be Josh McCown, man. I know they say a lot of great things about him, but I feel like he just need to be a position coach and work his way up. Pay his dues, man, instead of just coming right out of his house and go be a coach and everything. And then like Nick, I like what he's doing, but I don't really like how he just telling these guys who could be your assistant coaches and everything. I feel like let them pick their staff. Then if it don't work, then okay, well look, I tried your way, then gonna do it my way. But I feel like when you picking the staff, that mean your leash should be short. I mean, if it don't work in 2 years, I think you should be able to do as well with the coach. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah,
that's how I feel about that, man.
yeah.
What
I
about
mean,
you?
I agree to an extent. I can see him saying, "Hey, I interviewed this guy for this guy for that. What do you think?" But I could also see, "Hey, this guy's gonna be this guy's gonna be here, this guy's gonna be there." Because I mean, he did this year. He's a type of this is my show, take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Like he did with Kohler. Um, who do I want? I would like Flores because he's just I don't think he got a legit shot in Miami, and I think offensively we could be better than the Dolphins, and he can do wonders with the defense. But I think we do get Gannon, and I'm not upset with that move either. Um, but I'm with you. I would like. What have I seen against with the Rams this weekend? I mean, just help me more. I want them do whatever we have to do to bring them here.
Yeah, and that tree has been successful. I mean, the Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVay, um,
The LaFleurs.
Lafleur, yeah, in Green Bay. So they all successful. Offense is good. Yes, you got Aaron Rodgers and everything, but Kyle Shanahan don't have no good quarterback, and the offense is good and everything. And Sean McVay, he took the Rams from nothing and just got them just, you know. So that's what we
Like you
need.
said earlier, with a subpar quarterback in Jared Goff. Now he
Yeah.
has an elite quarterback, and look what he's doing. Possibly can
hmm
win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So like when you got an offense like that, you're never out of a game. The same thing with the Chiefs. That's why they was able to win in 13 seconds. See, that was an offense that's not high powered. They would have lost that game in 13 seconds. But when your offense is deadly, make people scared, make the safety scared, make people think twice on blitzing you. That's how you win games as well. But you conservative and everything. They know what you're gonna do, third and longs and all that. End up being good. And we got to get back to that, man. We got to get back, like pushing the ball down the field, man. Putting some points on the board, man. We can't be the last place in points again, man. We got to put some points on the board, man.
Yeah,
You got to
I agree.
be up there in a 27, 27 a game points, man. So the defense can rest up and they could play better, man. Having them on the field all game and everything, that ain't good.
And we need to stop being so conservative with Mills. The only way
Mm-hmm.
to find out what you got is let him loose. Let it rip. Rip is like a band-aid. It's only gonna hurt if you take it nice and slow. Rip it off. If he's a bust, he's a bust. If he's a gem, he's a gem. You're not gonna find out having him throw these dink and dunks and these screens. It's just, what are you doing? You got to
Mm-hmm.
let him throw the ball. He's so that he can throw the ball deep. Let him throw it deep. Let him open up the playbook. Quit babying him. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Because yeah, like it's almost like they know he can do it, but they didn't want him to do it because they didn't really want to win a lot of games, so they could justify firing Cully. If Cully would have won more than what he won, then they couldn't justify firing him. They're like, okay, we got to keep him another year because the guy actually won more games than they won the previous year. So, because you could just tell the way the offense was, first half it'd be good, second half be bad, or first half would be bad, second half would be good. It's rare. It was rare. I don't think we had a game all year. Maybe against the Chargers where they was good the whole game. It was always up and down like that. So
Man,
I feel
the two Jags games we were pretty, you know, pretty
well. See,
all over.
I'm talking about like because the second Jazz game, did Mills play that one?
Mm-hmm.
That was on the road, right? Yeah, yeah. See, I'm talking about like when Mills was playing. So okay, the Jazz game, like I said, the Chargers game, and the New England game. It was for one half, and the second half, don't know what happened.
Well, yeah, he went back being conservative.
Yeah, so it's like they was just like doing it on purpose, man. I really feel like they're doing it on purpose, but I just hope they have a plan. And well, we're gonna know by whoever they hire you. Once we know who they hired, then we know we have a better plan on what they're gonna do. Get a good draft, get a good running back in here, get a real good wide receiver, and then and another tight end. I mean, Brevin's good, but I mean, we still need another tight end too.
Right, right. Plus, a lot of these coaches like to run that dual set tight end, so be nice to have another good. Well, with somewhat kind of news today about Watson, it seemed that all of his destinations said that he is that they're not interested in. We got a comment saying, "Did the Texans hope of moving Watson take a hit today?" Thoughts?
I don't think it took a hit. These GMs could just be capping because they don't want to get no tampering charge by saying too much or whatnot. I feel like once you go to court and get the legal matters out the way, ball's still gonna go up. It's still gonna go up, skyrocket and everything. So they're like, okay, we got a clear vision. Okay, we could trade for him, or if they do trade for him, they're gonna have stipulations on the picks. Like, look, if you don't play this many games, you guys ain't getting no first round pick. If he gets suspended, you're gonna get a second round pick. I think it's gonna be some stuff like that. But I still think we're gonna get fair value for him. It just we do have to move him, you know, by the draft, man. We can't be holding on to him again because that his salary cap, is gonna be more this year. We can't be having $40 million not playing. So they got to figure that part out. So especially better for us, man, because the worst thing is he get traded. We don't get a good comp for him, and that's him saying another fuck you, head out the door. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get a lot for me, and you didn't get nothing.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is, kind of spoke about it on Twitter. The two of us with some idiots, but if we can't trade him to the team he wants to go, then he needs to loosen up his no trade clause, or he needs to shut up and come play, or don't get paid. We need to quit babying him. I mean, it's time to put your foot in the sand and say, hey, look, This ain't the Deshaun Watson show no more. This is the Houston Texans show.
Yeah, I doubt they baby him, this go around because it ain't $10 million no more,
Right,
so
right.
they're gonna have to tell him some, they got to
Right.
talk
Yeah,
to
it's no
him,
more
and
rookie contract. It's the
yeah,
contract that he
it's
signed.
the
Yeah.
contract you sign. Yeah, they got like, hey, say, bro, hey, look, we gotta come up with something, bro. You gotta waive that no trade and let us, get you somewhere. If you really want to leave, like if you really want to leave, you say you really want to be legendary. What does it matter what we send you to? If you that guy, it don't matter what we send you to. You should be able to uplift the organization. That's how I look at it. If you say you one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league, it shouldn't matter where you go. You know, that is how I look at it, man. But you want to pick and choose where you go. That's not being legendary because that's like you know who don't want to be in the NFL draft this year and say, "Oh man, I want to go to that team. I want to go to that team." Everybody would love to do that, but that ain't how it goes.
Right.
And he want to pick where he goes. That's not it, bro. You can't pick where you go or where you want to live and everything. It ain't like that, man. So,
Uh,
but we gonna see.
well, here's something that the Washington lovers hate to hear: 4-12, 4-13. We had the same record with and without him. So what's the deal? You can't say
Uh,
that the Texans are better with him.
People still said they say you'll never find a quarterback like him. They say the only way you're gonna win is with him. And they keep like when people say that they just shows me that they just became fans of the team in 2017. They don't know the history of the team.
Well, we
They don't
had a
know the history of
comment.
the team at all.
We had a comment earlier when we were talking about Allen and Mahomes about, and you said, I hope Washington could be that level. This person said Washington's not on level of those two guys. Let me ask you something. You're my A1 since day one. You tell the how it is. Kirk Cousins, better or worse than Deshaun Watson?
I mean, this probably be a hot take for people that like
Come
Watson.
on, bust
You
out the
know,
flaming hot Cheetos. Come on, let's get
yeah,
spicy.
it's probably a hot take for the people that like Watson. But in my opinion, Kirk Cousins is better. Well, first he's been doing it longer, but if you compare their stats, the last what Watson played on 3 years, right? The last 3 years they're similar. Passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and QBR. They're exactly the same, but they label Watson as a top 3 quarterback, and they label Kirk Cousins as 11 of 15 quarterback. See that doesn't make sense to me. What Watson can do that Kirk can't do? Like that's what you got to look at. What can Watson do that Kirk can do? Kirk can do it all. If you want him to run, he'll run. But you know, he's a pocket passer. He gets it out his hands. He limits his interceptions. He can get the ball down the field. I mean, he could do it all. Like I saw a little rumor trade. It's about Minnesota's a dark horse, and Kirk Cousins will come back in that trade. I would take Kirk Cousins. He would be my
In a
QB
heartbeat.
one
In a
coming.
heartbeat.
Yeah, I would take Kirk Cousins, man. I mean, like Kirk Cousins was in Washington's shoes years ago with Washington. That they franchised him twice, and he was a hot commodity, and then they couldn't trade him because they wanted to get so many picks for him. So they're like, okay, we'll just wait. So after the second franchise tag, that's when Minnesota swooped in and picked him up. He ain't been bad with Minnesota. They just couldn't get over the hump in Minnesota because you still got other teams that's better than you. Same thing over here. Watson, okay, you good, but you're still not better than Kansas City. Minnesota, Kirk, you good, but you're still not better than Green Bay. Green Bay was just running that division, running that NFC. So that's the reason why that they ain't never won anything. And the
Well,
year they did have a decent chance, Kirk got hurt. Kirk got hurt, and that's when they went to the NFC Championship with Case Keenum. If they had Kirk, it was probably would have went to the Super Bowl because Case Keenum, he's limited to what he can do.
well, everybody wants to talk about the Texans hurt Deshaun Watson. You can say the same thing about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins this year has 44 yards, 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. If he's on any other team that's in the playoffs right now, MVP candidate. But you don't hear his name, period, on the ballot at all because he plays for Minnesota. Because they went 8-9,
Yeah,
7-10.
I
Can't
think he
really
won
see.
8 games. I think he won 8 games.
Yeah. So the defense let him down, not the offense. His offense was one of the high power. Tell you the truth, one of my dark horses for head coach is Clint Kubiak. I love Clint Kubiak to come here,
Mm-hmm.
but people always say Watson's better than Cousins. I don't know how Cousins is not a top 5 quarterback. I don't. None of the Watson supporters would say Cousins is elite, but his numbers are the same, if not better than Watson's.
Mm-hmm.
True? False?
That's true. It's true. Like I say, if you look at the numbers, the completion percentage, the yards, all across the board. And then when Dalvin Cook went out, they still was rolling. When Adam Thielen went out, they still were rolling. When Justin Jefferson, Justin Jefferson over there, he got hurt a couple games, they still was rolling. He didn't got to have his. Oh man, I ain't got my go-to guy, so it's hard for me to get the ball down the field. So I got to hold it, and for the other guys to get open. No, man, you that dude. You get him open, man. Don't matter who out there. See that's my thing with him. People make excuses for him because oh man, he ain't have a full roster or he ain't have this. I don't want to hear that, man. When I see Aaron Rodgers, okay, Devontae Adams and out there. Those other 2 guys, he made those guys stars, man. You keep them going. Tyreek Hill's out, you know. You put the other guy in, make him a star. Keep it going, man. Russell Wilson, man. Before he had DK Metcalf, it was just him and what's the receiver they got over there?
Lockett.
Yeah,
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett, Tyler Lockett. That was it. Tyler Lockett, man, and they were just making it work, man. So
Yeah, before Devontae Adams, I'll piggyback off of Aaron Rodgers. Jordy Nelson in the second round, everybody say he's not going to be a good receiver because let's be honest, because he's a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Killed it. Probably one of the greatest Packers receivers in history. Straight smoked it.
Yeah, him and James Jones. They had James Jones on the other side too, man, and he was balling as well, man.
And what happened when they left?
Nothing. Jordan Nelson left, went to the Raiders. You didn't hear from him ever again, man.
James Jones, I think, went to the Lions or something like that, and never heard from him again.
Randall Cobb.
Right. We know the Randall Cobb story firsthand.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. These guys are making excuses. Oh, Washington don't have hop. If Washington's this great god of a quarterback that you claim to be, he don't need a hop. He makes a hop.
Mm-hmm.
He makes somebody great.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just gave examples.
Yeah, I mean, to me that's what sets him apart from the others. But like I say, you know, people got their shades on, and they're not gonna say nothing bad about him. You know, they're not gonna say nothing bad at all. I'm telling you, they just like this guy has really got people wrapped around his finger because they're gonna ride or die for him. They will cuss you out. They want to fight you. They say all type of things to have his back. When this guy then blocked half of the Texans on Twitter, hasn't came out and said anything, to the city.
Right.
He just sitting back collecting the check. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like, why would you?
That's what that's what these idiots fail to realize. That's when right there, what everything you just said. When they asked him to come play, I think week 3, week 2 of the preseason, he said no. He turned back on the city of Houston. He didn't turn back on nobody else but the city of Houston. To me, to you, the people who buy his stuff, his jerseys, go see him at the game. He said, "Fuck you," to you, not to the organization. The organization give a fuck less if he plays or not. But as fans, we do. So rather than being a bigger man and play, and then maybe go to a different team later on, he turns his back on us. Why would you want somebody to turn your back on you? That's just like having a female who says, "Oh, babe, I love you," but go to the club and hook up with John, Jim, Harry, Frank, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the same thing. Loyalty should be number one. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I mean, you're right. It just showed that he was playing us from the jump, man. Once they made the D Hop trade, he had in his mind what he gonna do. I'm gonna sign this extension. I'm gonna get a no trade clause, and then I'm gonna ask out. Just hopefully I don't get hurt. That was his whole thing. Don't get hurt. He was like praying, don't get hurt, and he didn't get hurt, so it worked out for him and everything. Because there's no way in hell you sign a contract in September, then come January you say I want out. I don't want to hear nothing about I want to input on this, input on that. Man, you ain't did nothing to have any input. We gave you input on Bill O'Brien. You backed them up. That didn't work out. You ain't did nothing to like. How do you know who should be a GM? How do you know who's a good coach unless it's an established coach? Because it was back then. It was I wanted Brian Flores. Okay, what has Brian Flores done for you to want him?
Right. Besides
Is
that,
it
the same
because
agent.
same agent because he's a minority? Just
Right.
say that. Be 100 with us. Just say that. Um, it's just the thing. What the Texans did to him is not enough for him to want to leave. Like, okay, Dak Prescott, he didn't want no Mike McCarthy. you
Right.
know, he didn't
Right.
want him, but they hired him. He signed his contract.
And
He's
Aaron
still
Rodgers
playing.
didn't want Matt LaFleur.
Aaron Rodgers won't Matt LaFleur at all. But what he did, he still played. You ain't gonna always get what you want, bro. Like that ain't how the NFL works. That ain't how life goes, man. You ain't gonna always get what you want. I mean, I want a whole bunch of money, but don't mean I'm gonna get it. You know? So that ain't how it works, man. I just feel like he didn't put enough he didn't put in enough work here for me to feel bad for him. Now, if he was on the second contract and he had a year left about to go to the
Right.
third contract, I feel a little different because I mean he didn't put in work. He did all
Right.
he can. Hey, but he ain't did nothing that I ain't already seen, man. If he would have got us to the AFC Championship, got to the Super Bowl, I'm like, man, look, you can't let this guy go. But you getting me to the second round after Brock just did it in 2016.
Right.
You ain't doing nothing. And then you get in the game and disappear. Disappear. Like I said this many shows ago, go toe for toe. Just like what Josh Allen did. He went toe for toe. Even Jared Goff in Monday Night Football against Kansas City when they was 51-54. He went toe for toe. That's what we want. Stop blaming the defense. Oh, defense to do this. Okay, defense let them score. You come back and score. If you don't like the play call that Tim Kelly or Bill O'Brien call, you call your own play. Kansas City showed us that. Hey, look, they ain't the play I want. Kelsey told him, hey, look, I'm gonna be opening the scene. Throw it to me. And the Reed didn't say nothing. Look, okay, hey, it worked. Y'all keep on going. So you don't have to do the play that they
Because he's
tell
not a
you.
top five quarterback.
He's
Can tell
not.
that's
He's
why.
not.
He's not a top.
They like I say, just because you the passing yards leader doesn't mean you're a top five quarterback. And that's the only reason why they're saying that because he's a passing yard leader and he made a spin move in the playoff game and got the first down when he threw the pass. First of all, a top five quarterback not gonna be down 16-0 in a playoff game.
Right here. Enough facts said right here. 51-7.
51-7. That's from the second quarter to the end of the game. 51-7.
51-7. And that Bills game, yeah, I give to him. That was a great play by Deshaun Watson. Great. But what about the play where J.J. Watt got that sack, knocked him out of field goal range?
Yeah.
Wasn't for J.J. Watt, kick field
Shit.
goal, it's over with.
If it wasn't for Duke Johnson getting that third and 18.
Yes.
He got that.
Yeah.
If he would have got that first down, we would have punted and the game would have been over. But you should have been down 16-0. Sean McDermott, he started doing some questionable calls. Josh Allen was doing questionable stuff. He wasn't mature yet. So a lot of things went in our favor. DeAndre Carter, when he dropped the ball and they scored a touchdown, and they're like, okay, we're gonna call it off. That could have been a ball game. So we caught a lot of breaks in that game, man. We caught a hell of a lot of breaks. So that was like almost like the football gods say, look, this y'all game right here. We're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it to you.
See, what he's crazed fans forget is the Texans turned their back on Deshaun. The Texans set him up to failure. We had one of the greatest PR representatives in the whole NFL, and Amy Gopaslik, or I don't know how to say her name. She tried to hide this so it wouldn't hurt him, so this stuff wouldn't happen, and she got fired for it. The Texans backed her on that, and she still got reamed. But yet we're against him. We hate the guy. What is enough? We just gave him the second largest contract in the NFL with the no trade clause, but we're against him because the lawyer lives in the same neighborhood as McNair. They're neighbors. They're best friends. Get the hell out of here! Come on, man. Get off the crack. Quit being that fan. I get it. You're a Washington fan, but this is not the Houston Watsons.
Right.
It's the Houston Texans. Oh, drive me nuts. Sorry, Crenshaw, I didn't mean to.
Hey man, you gotta let it know. I mean, how it is, man. You frustrated, man, because first of all, it's been a year. It's about to be a year since he asked for on the 28th when he asked for a trade, and for a whole year you've been saying the same thing every day. The same thing you see, I see every day. With this, watching that, man. Y'all set them up, man. Y'all stupid. You probably franchise, sell a team, do this, do that. I'm like, golly, it just don't make any sense the way they shit
Their
on the team. They shit on the team, man.
their
It just makes
nose
no sense.
their noses are farther up Deshaun Watson's ass than his fingers are up Masseuse's ass. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. Like, leave this guy alone. He turned his back against you.
he don't much care. He
You're
don't much
the
care
one
about
that would
y'all.
probably take a hooker back after she cheated on you. Why be that guy?
Like I said, that dude don't care nothing about them. He gives two shits about them, but they gonna back him. I mean, they go back him and they gonna talk about the franchise and just say all the crazy things, man. But it is what it is. Like I tweeted this before. I say once we trade him, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna crash. Twitter gonna crash.
Comment said Jack didn't destroy this team. KC did. I mean, it and Watson. I mean, not wrong. I mean, guess what? Kansas City just scored on us again. It's been 2 years. I mean, come on. I mean, ran out of fireworks, but it's Jack Easterby, McNair's fault. The lunch lady down there at NRG it's everybody else's fault, but besides the guy who throws the ball.
Buffalo losing should tell fans, no matter what we would have done that game or right now, we wouldn't have beat them. Buffalo, number one defense, and couldn't stop a nosebleed. Josh Allen played. He probably would never play a game like that ever again in his life, and still lost. So, how they expect for us to win? Oh man, you
Look,
could have built more. This build more of that. Okay, look what Buffalo just did. They scored 36 points and lost and lost.
look, look. Patrick Mahomes can make the Hall of Fame just off his postseason stats. The dude is a beast in the postseason, and you can't say
hmm
he's not. So to
hmm
sit here and say, "Oh, we lost because of this," we lost. No, we lost because our quarterback wasn't going toe for toe. He started showing up in the fourth quarter when we were down, and still didn't score a touchdown.
Yep. Yep. I remember
Look,
they. I
I
remember
don't
they.
want yards. I don't want yards. I want touchdowns.
I remember they used to say that he was just as good or better than Patrick. And I'm like, where? Patrick first season as a full time starter had 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, MVP.
Right.
I
Deshaun hasn't won MVP yet. Oh, but he has a passing title because we were down every game.
and not just that. If Patrick Mahomes played in the last game, Patrick Mahomes had a passing title. Patrick Mahomes set out the last game, so Deshaun got the passing title. And
Yeah.
that don't mean that Dak Prescott got a passing title. Is he top five? James Winston got a passing title. Is he top five? Matt Schaub got a passing title. Is he top five? So that's why when they use that right there, I'm like, nah, because all those quarterbacks had it, and they not top five. He ain't top five. 20 boy throwing 26 touchdowns, man. 26 touchdowns. Like, come on, man. That's something. That's some a 14, 15, 16 quarterback dude, not in the top five. 26. Like, you can't at least get me to the 40 touchdowns. Oh man, the offense was bad. He the offense. Make it better.
Guarantee you right now, you ask the GOAT, Andre Johnson, hey, Andre, would you want those 3 seasons back to back when you went 1,500 yards? Or would you want seasons where you had double-digit touchdowns? Guarantee you he says double-digit touchdowns.
Because he ain't never
Guarantee
had one.
you.
Yeah.
Why would you want yards? Why do you want a passing title for what? To not make the playoffs?
Yeah. See,
is that our Super Bowl now?
I guess so. That's our ceiling now. Because they're gonna cap on that. That's our ceiling.
So next year, when Davis Mills throw for 4,200 yards and 28 touchdowns, I better not hear flack from anybody. Because I'm straight. I got receipts.
Oh man, they gonna say something. They definitely gonna say something.
Especially if he wins I doubt he does. But if he wins the passing title, I'm calling it. I'm saying it. Hey, MVP right here. League changing quarterback right here. Even though he got me 7 wins, this is my guy. Ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta say is 4-12. People, 4-12.
4-12.
Oh, glad that's off my back, man. I've been idiots on Twitter just they piss me off, Crenshaw. I don't know how you do it, man. Before we go, brother, man, tell us a hot take of the playoffs. What you got? What's your hot take of the playoffs?
Like for this weekend or just
this weekend? Yeah, this weekend.
Hot take. A hot take. I think. Ooh, let's see. Well, this is a hot take and maybe a joke at the same time. Jimmy Garoppolo throw 2 touchdowns because I don't think he thrown a touchdown all playoffs. So he throw 2 touchdowns. That'd be a hot take.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
My hot take is I say Jalen Ramsey has a pick 6 and wins the game for the Rams.
Okay.
Because dude has not been good this whole playoffs. He has not been looking like a top 5 corner. Real suspect. All right. Well, again, before we head out, I also want to say 2 years ago we suffered a tragedy in the sports world, changed everybody's life. So always got to say prayers to the Kobe Bryant family. It never gets easy. He was an icon, changed a lot of people's lives just by playing basketball and just being the person he is. So prayers to his wife and his kids. I can only imagine. He true legend.
Oh yeah, true legend for sure. It was real sad. I was in the bed watching TV. I got that alert. Thought it was fake. Then
I was
so I looked at the news. I'm like, oh man, it's not fake, man. Kobe was one of my favorite players, man. Back in the day, the Astros had the killer bees and everything, and I had the killer bees too, but mine was Berkman, Bonds, and Bryant. Those were my killer bees right there. So yeah, man, I love Mr. Kobe. I'm just honored to able to see him play a couple of times when the Rockets played the Lakers. Gone too soon. He should have, still be here with us. So man, really sad, man.
Yeah, and the knowing that your life's about to end and your daughter's with you, it has to be heartbreaking, you know. So it's a sad, and not just him, but the other families that were lost. I know their families hurting as well. So it's a sad, tragic event, and we'll be always praying and always remembering the great Kobe Bryant legacy. I mean, my favorite video was at the Olympics when he was playing Luis Scola, and he learned Spanish just to talk shit in Spanish to Luis Scola. Said, "Hey, look what." I was like, man, that boy's something else. Talking just to
Mm-hmm.
learn Spanish to talk shit, man. You know, that was his mentality. You know, it was something great. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Crenshaw, tell everybody where we can find the Flaming Hot Cheeto Spiciness on Twitter and Instagram.
Fifth Ward, Crenshaw.
Fifth Ward Crenshaw. Check me out at Cancel Tim Kelly. I promise you guys, I'm gonna start being more active on Twitter. Start, ruffling some feathers, especially on Crenshaw's post, like I did today. And check out our podcast on Texas Fan Battle everywhere, and check out Prize Picks, easy money winnings, especially you got a couple quarterbacks. I think I checked the other day. They have where Patrick Mahomes throw for 225 yards under or over. That's easy money. That's over. I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you check that out. The promo code is FBSN for Fan Battle Sports Network. So if you like making money, check it out. Till then, guys, let's hope we get a coach soon, and let's watch some more great football weekend. So, guys, have a good
Peace.
night.
Peace.